Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and the Black Ice UK campaign. And where we left off, we had launched a successful D-Day in northern Germany rather than in France. And the aim of this invasion was to quickly knock the Germans out of the war. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to knock them out of the war, but I'm probably going to be able to deplete their industrial capacity pretty quickly. The plan, or the next sort of phase of the advance, is to try and complete an encirclement towards the Oder River of Berlin. A movement south towards Leipzig and Dresden, and hopefully sort of taking all of the little sort of towns around here and then fortifying this line by these rivers here. You know, centered on these urban centers of Leipzig, Dresden, and Erfurt. Sorry if my pronunciation was bad. And Suhl. So yeah, just a holding position there and a holding position here. So we'll have a line that sort of runs like this. And then at the same time, the next sort of axis of the push is we want to push towards the industrial centre here. So the Ruhr industrial centre as well as the Saar industrial centre. Because this is where they get the majority of their steel, etc. from. A little bit of oil and things, all from this area here. And then a pretty huge amount of IC as well is contained in this area. So if we take this, we'll be getting about, what? That's 5, 7, 15, plus another few there, and then Nordhorn is another 6, so 30 IC, and then we've got more IC here. So yeah, we're going to try and take all of this territory all the way towards Luxembourg. Really, this bit here, because Saar-Louise and Saarbrücken both have a huge amount of steel. And if we cripple their steel economy, we'll cripple the German economy completely. But yeah, that's where we're at. Limited objective at the moment is I really want to take Kessel, because Kessel has a 60 level airbase, which is massive. We can just put so many planes in there. We have beaten back the Greater Deutschland Division. They've taken heavy casualties. And we've also beaten back the SS Police Division. And then in the west, we have defeated a couple of sort of superfluous entities. We are being attacked by a German motorized division that's actually pretty effective. I know it's got the Slovakian colour, but it's a German division. But yeah, let's carry on. Let's keep going. We've got a bit of a breakthrough here now. Reinforced by the 36 Panzer, but I'm not too worried about that because they've already been in the fighting. I recognise that division name. Looks like we're beating them back all along the lines. And yeah, I have some infantry and mountain divisions that I could possibly repurpose to go somewhere else, but I haven't decided yet. And we've also now trapped the German Navy in the coastal regions here. So there's 21 units there and 5 there. And they can't break out into the Atlantic now because we control the straits. So that's really good. Submarine threat is moderately ended. Let's put this on just so we can get a little look at our situation. That's all good. In India, we've got our extra units in position. Let's attach them. We'll just attach them as additional units. We lost a battle there due to supply. That's a real worry. We can't have them break through there. That is bad. Yeah, we've got a couple of divisions that we can reinforce there. We might as well take that infantry division and reinforce as well. Just go, go, go. I didn't notice that. That's a mistake on my part. This is what happens when you have to micromanage everything. I know people have told me to give things to the AI before, but the AI on Hearts of Iron 3, especially on Black Ice, doesn't work. It just can't handle the amount of units that it gets involved with. So yeah, giving it to the AI on paper sounds like a really good idea until you give it to the AI, and then it spends half of that time just rearranging your units and brings them all back to just random places where they're not needed. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Because I've tested that before and it just does not work. I did a stability video a while ago. I'd be interested to hear some thoughts on whether or not you thought that video was useful. and whether or not it was actually of help to anyone. I'm thinking of doing like a series of guides actually for Hearts of Iron, and I thought that might be something to think about. We're going to take the armor division and move there. We're going to have that armor just move up again as well. You know what? It's completely encirclement. I might as well just have them to do it. You know what? We'll take the 9th armors and everyone will move up to attack some Sturm Geschütz, which immediately broke in the wake of amazing British armor. British armor is actually an interesting topic, actually, during World War II, because on the one hand, we had some pretty, you know, decent designs, but we almost fought the wrong war with our armor, and we were very late to the main battle tank concept, because really, the Germans had the Panzerfor, which acted really as their mainstay. We had... You can argue that we had the thing is, we didn't have a single tank design that was really ubiquitous. There we go, to us. Whereas the Americans had, of course, the Sherman, which is sort of their main battle tank pretty much throughout the entire war. Some damage there. That's not so good. We're going to have the 1st Polish Brigade move up like that. Yeah, we had some interesting, shall we say, tank designs, like the Churchill. Trying to think of sort of the Matilda. Sort of all of our infantry tanks were all pretty interesting tanks, but none of them were particularly good in the traditional sort of way that people expect tanks to work in. At least modern-wise, you know, speed is what you think of with tanks. Whereas with British tanks, quite a lot of them were slow infantry support tanks, which was quite, you know, it was based on doctrine that led that thinking. In fact, a great day out is the Tank Museum, and in fact their YouTube videos are really good at the moment as well. I'm quite liking their little historical ones that they're doing from home. They did one on tank uniforms, which, you know, it doesn't sound the most interesting thing in the world, I will admit, but it was, you know, there was some information there that you wouldn't necessarily think of immediately. Let's get our ships into port, because that might help with our fuel situation somewhat, because we are losing a pretty large amount of fuel. And yeah, so there's the victory there that I was expecting. We can reroute those tank divisions along with those infantry and break over the breakthrough there, I think, would be really good. Let's move into the Dutch lands, because if we can hold the Dutch sort of, yeah, a little bit north, that would be, you know, this ideally would be a great place to take, because then we can, that whole northern flank is just one province, and then there's a river line all along here that we can get to. So it does open up options at that point. Yeah, we'll take the 7th, the 9th, 6th. And don't really want to move on Dortmund yet. In fact, you know what? I'm going to call a halt to that. Oh, and we just broke that garrison division immediately. Right, they are defending with a marine division. And you are nothing but a cavalry transport group. So you're not actually a division, so I can break in there very quickly. 5th of July, and things are going relatively well. I'm quite happy with sort of our general progress at the moment. It's not perfect, but it's good. And Yeah, so there's a good example of actually a British tank is the Cromwell. The Cromwell, when it was actually introduced, was pretty obsolete by other tank standards of the time. So, you know, it was introduced, I believe, in 1944. And realistically, was it the right tank for the time? Probably not, to be honest. You know, and there are a few outdated things about it that you can actually see on the design of it, you know, itself. But it was quick, and it did form the basis of the Comet tank, I believe, which was a better design. Still not, you know, perfect, but a better design. Yes, we just broke through immediately there in the south. We just lost the battle somewhere. Slightly worryingly. And then we can support attack there as well, so we can just get a multiple surround going on this one. Okay, that's much better, that's doing more damage. And let's take these Canadian boys and bring them round along with these South Africans. Being a little bit counter-attacked here, but not too much. Yes, and we have that 60 level airbase now. So, where are all the planes? That's it, bombers. Okay, so we've got two groups there that we can move in. That's it. In Hanover, we have a massive air force that's a little bit broken, to be honest. Let's move them up to Kessel. And we did beat back that infantry division, which is really good. But yeah, I'm playing Fallout 76 at the moment, and anyone that's watched my channel for a long time knows I have some wasn't very happy with Fallout 76 when it came out. I'm a sucker. I ordered it. I pre-ordered it. And I know you should never pre-order something, but it's Fallout, and, you know, consume product, buy product. You know, that was my mentality, and yeah, I'm a massive Fallout fan. And so far, though, this update, the Wastelanders update, hasn't been too bad. I've actually been pretty impressed with it, all things considered. I mean, it's not the greatest thing ever made. I just want to be clear with that, but it's better than it was. Let's put it that way. Okay, good. Now, hopefully we can overrun the Burkhoff, which is Hitler's personal garrison, which would be fun. And I think we can send these tanks rolling forward as well. A Luftwaffe garrison is going to do nothing, so that's good. Yeah, we are absolutely... Whoever Bay is, he is being absolutely ripped apart there. So the Battle of Magdeburg did not go as we wanted. That is a worry. I wonder what we were being counter-attacked with there. Let's take a couple of these divisions and just move them in that way so that we don't get cut off. We've got an option to take Brandenburg. Let's spearhead it with a couple of British divisions, and then we'll take those veteran divisions. Oh, you know what? We might as well move them all south, because, yeah, you're moving into there. And we're not far away from Berlin now. We are painfully close. Now, another good side effect of this is that we should see the Soviets absolutely begin ruffle stomping the Germans in the Soviet Union. And judging by their progress, they seem to be making good progress. So it's a little bit slow, but it is only 44. We're going to cancel that, and we're going to move this guy up. You're going to attack there. Apart from you. We're all struggling a little bit, to be honest, here. The South Africans have got a bit of an encirclement going there. Mr. Fromm, who is commander of the 22nd Army, bless him. So our lines are looking a little bit thin in places. Now, to help that, I do have some extra units that I can bring in. So, I'm going to land these guys in Emden. Got another 3 infantry divisions that I'm going to, I think, shore up around here with. Because we are looking a little bit light. We just won the Battle of Fulda. And that gives us some more latitude. And yeah, attack there. And I think we should launch an immediate counterattack against that SS motorized battalion. And they just immediately retreated, so that's good. That's positive. And we've nearly reached the rocket test ground, actually. At Vulgast. These two, I believe, are rocket tests. This is the test ground, and then this is an air base test ground, I believe, during World War II. That was actually a pretty decent win, and we should be able to counterattack now quite nicely. Nordhorn. Aha, right, that's the victory that we wanted. So that now frees up some extra troops. And we can do a bit of a counterattack. We're going to hold rather than advance. And we're going to regroup these units south. Well, actually, we'll take the Canadians over and we'll send the South Africans south along with the New Zealand regiments and the 4th Polish. So straight in you go. Now, I wonder what the defences are like here. It's a single Panzerwerfer regiment. And it doesn't look like my units are doing particularly well to get over. I wonder, would a little bit of air power actually help this? Right, they can reach. Let's do ground attack. Ooh, they're already being attacked, apparently. There we go. Perfect. That's what we need to break through. Okay, we are starting to surround the Ruhr. It's just taking a little bit of work. And you might as well push up because there's nothing actually stopping you from pushing up. These 2 divisions are not actually divisions. They're just truck transports. And I think it's time for you to get over the river and hit towards Frankfurt am Main. You can move in Jena. Take an infantry division that way. All of you move up. The main axis of attack is still going well. Right, Marines, you're going to stick to the coast. And our infantry is going to start moving inland to try and take try and surround Berlin. Now, let's check over here. Ooh. This isn't going well. This is going really badly. Don't want that to go like that. I can only assume that supply around here is just completely bitten the dust. Do have some supply planes that I can actually use. I'm thinking I might need to use them. Where are they? Yeah, here we go. Okay, you, my good friends, are going to make your way over, I think, to Singapore. And you're going to supply that single province, because supply over there apparently has bitten the dust. And it's required from Alexandria. What? No, it should be from India. Okay, well that's strange. I'm not sure why that's doing that now. There's one thing about this game that I really don't like, is honestly, sometimes the supply situation just doesn't work. Like, it doesn't kick in for some strange reason. I've never understood the system, to be honest. It's very gamey. Right, you've been counter-attacked there, but you're being counter-attacked. That's fine. We'll let them counter-attack here, because Desnau is just north of where we want to get to, and that infantry division isn't going to be able to go anywhere. Especially if it counterattacks where our 3 units are. So you can immediately break there along with you, and then I think we'll take that armoured division as well as this infantry division and support. You can take Jena, very good. Where's our extra? There we go. So these are the extra forces we need to really push up there. We are going to break this unit. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Was that a victory at Brandenburg? Aha! Yes, it was. Very good. I'm going to have to divert this infantry division to lend some support there, I think. Because that battle doesn't look like it's going hunky-dory. You're going to attack straight through. Nothing much stopping us here, so that's positive. It looks like the Soviets are finally going to do an encirclement towards Leningrad. Just looks like they're finally getting their act together, to be honest. Now, the real question is, can we break through anywhere up here in the north? Because I don't think we can, to be honest. All of our forces are now in the south. And you're a very experienced commander now, Mr. Gort. As is McCarty. He's actually max level. Lord Henry. Yeah, all level 6. We got any level 7s? About a level 6? Nope. I don't think I've ever had a level 7 general. Well, anyway. Oh, actually, of course I have. Probably one of the German generals. Duh. From the German campaign. Okay, so... yeah, we'll establish a war goal. Just move on. You're being counterattacked. What, from Cleve? Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, and Arnhem. Very nice. We're going to capture Arnhem. That makes me ironically happy. in my Montgomery bit of cosplay we're doing here. Right, capture Soviet equipment is the only thing stopping us here, and well, this is dangerous. Bit of a counter-attack by a couple of SS divisions in the far south that we're going to need to clean up. It's not so great. Really not great, actually. There's a few Panzer divisions. Is that the one that's attacking me? Yes, the 50th. Okay. Actually, it isn't too bad, does it? There's only a couple of Panzer divisions that are being a bit of a pain in the ass. Still being pinned there. We're being pinned in a couple of places. And we're setting the Londoners on them. Nearly reached the Oder River. We are very close to reaching the Oder. And it's at that point that I'll hold it on that front. Yeah, and our extra infantry is coming in now to... I think we'll just move them straight up, shall we? In fact, you know what? We'll replace you and move the semi-motorized up because they have some tank support, which is always useful. And then the rest of them can all move in one happy-go-lucky group. There's only this division which is stopping us now. And these guys, to be honest, might as well not join in on that because they'll get their supply back quicker. So the battle at Dresden is about to begin. We're going to have to push over the lines. Who is quicker? You are a quicker group, so you're going to join that battle. Just lost a division shattered. That is the last thing that we want. And eventually supply might start being a problem for the Germans because all of these units eventually won't be able to access supply from the other part of the German... Oh, actually, you can just go through Italy. Duh. Come on, America. Hurry up. I'm doing all the hard work here. What are you honestly facing? Just a core HQ? It's nothing. Push up. A couple of garrisons. Come on. Every time we lose a battle, he apparently broadcasts. But I'm not losing that many battles, so... And we are still at the outskirts of Berlin. Although we are being counterattacked by... Whoa! In Berlin, they have 72 units. Okay. No wonder that battle is not going well. Way, okay. Whoa! That's cuckoo. Sorry for how loud I'm being, but wow. That is unbelievable. Why do you have so many units in Berlin, Germany? Whoa. They should be in the front, right? Against the Soviets. Okay, that's odd. That's the weirdest quirk I've seen the AI do for a long, long time. The AI doesn't normally do things quite like that. They don't normally prioritize a city to that scale. No wonder I'm being pushed back. I'm not sure we can actually hold or surround Berlin if they have that many units in there. Because they'll all be supplied because Berlin captures the supply centre. I think the only thing we can hope for is that somehow we push through properly. Still have taken major casualties. take you and get you to help. I'm gonna have to think about the best way of handling that, because that is cuckoo. That's what I was slightly worried about, and that stupid Soviet division has actually held us longer than I needed them to. Okay, so let's take you, and you, and move like that. Let's completely surround them. And then we can take that semi-motorized unit there, like so. Right, and we've busted through the defense there now. So we've liberated most of the Netherlands. Pretty sizable chunk of it, at least. And I desperately need the Soviet equipment there just to die. Hurry up and die. .47 tech. 45 tech. Hedgehog is 47 tech. I have been lax with my stuff here. Let's have a look back in Asia. Right, we've won because supply sorted itself out. Just keep an eye on that, because that is strange. You, my good friends, you can't do that yet. Go to Rangoon and just start doing your supply work soon. Little fighter group. We are starting to rebuild our fighter losses. This is bizarre. As I say, like, this makes it near enough impossible to take Berlin by doing this. They have so many units camped out there that it's actually impressive. Let's take these guys forward. And start an envelopment. Like so. It's a case of full steam ahead, I think, everywhere else. You are still not in the position to break through. Thank you. Jesus Christ, that was a fucking nightmare. Okay, let's take you divisions, and I'll have you immediately start to swing south. Your expansion is going well. Take those infantry and just attack Frankfurt and Main. This will be another major German city that will come under our control if we can take this. And it looks like we can, so that's good. And then we've got... what else? That's a pretty dodgy division there from the Bulgarians to not be worried about. It's only giving us 2 though on the Why is this place so difficult to take? Ah, that's because it's got a level 10 fortress. Yeah, we're not going to attack that. That's, nightmarish. Right, so that's most of the encirclement done. Let's move up like that, and then I can take Cologne. And then move these guys back to just plug the gap. Yeah, let's do that. Go on, take it. If they need support, oh, they're being attacked. Right, we lost the Battle of Brandenburg. Not completely unexpected, to be perfectly honest. Let's just hold here. There's a lot of divisions that have just come out of effectively Germany's ass. Desperately need to hold though here. Ooh, pushing back our armour in the south. We need to hurry up and get into place, to be honest. We'll shorten the front line substantially once we take this area, and then we can push out towards here, and then I can redistribute forces towards the east, because that's where most of the Germans are coalescing now, around Berlin. But this sort of looks like it's actually doing the business in relation to the Soviets, getting their act together, judging by how quickly they're pushing in. Don't think there's much chance of a push south, but we're going to put a full corps of infantry in and see if we can attack here, because if we're going to push in anywhere, it'll be on this weak section here. And we need the Americans to hurry up and actually get a move on. I wish I had that many divisions. I mean, just look how many divisions they have. With that many divisions, I could do a lot more than what I'm doing at the moment. Right, you're going to retreat to there, just to hold down that flank. Good, they are pushing up. And I can use these Australians to leave or fill the hole that they're going to leave behind. Let's finish that battle off. I'm going to get some garrison divisions, but nothing good really in this encirclement. There isn't much in the west, to be honest. We can probably go into a static defense position over there pretty soon. We might need to, because in the south there I am struggling. Very good. And then we just won the Battle of Mönchengladbach. Good. Okay, so that's the encirclement done. Push in, push in, push in. Yeah, they're going to break very quickly. And where they don't, we can do some support attacks. So that'll be the whole of the Ruhr belonging to us, and then we need to take their next major industrial sector at the Saar. Specifically, I think the steel regions of Saar-Louise and Saarbrücken. Right, we might need to rearrange some of our units here. Take, I think, everything bar them, and then push up. Now, I imagine this will play, as I say, havoc with the Soviets, sorry, with the German supply lines. Ah, a little encirclement. Nice. Well done. Well done, Soviets. Looks like they've got another one going on sort of here as well. I'm not quite sure what they're doing there, but... No, is that... Oh, no, it's not. It's just like a little... Yeah, it's not an encirclement. And if they could take back Leningrad, that would be a pretty major thing for them, because Leningrad's been gone out of Soviet lands for quite some time now. Can we break over the river? It is summertime, so... if there is any opportunity of us breaking over the river, it'll be now. Let's give these guys a commander. Just give him over to them, and then we'll give him to fighter command. Okay, this isn't the one that has awful supply. And they lost 1,000 men immediately, wow. Had a load more text just tick. I'll have a look at the tech tree in full off camera probably at some point. Cruiser anti-air focus. Oh, yeah, we can let that. Well, it's 45. We won't let that run. That's 46. Aha! Yeah, operational. We want to get all of these going, and then put everything else into officers. And we'll just get to the end of the month, I think. That's what I want to do. There we go. We are finishing off this little tiny pocket in the south. Looks like we've finally defeated this infantry division that was causing us trouble. Move up towards Alkmaar. Let's reclaim Amsterdam. Ironically, this was the last bit of Nazi Germany to fall during World War II, and this is the first bit to fall during my campaign, which I think is quite poetic. Do with... Well, actually, you can move up, and then that can free you up to do that. Might be a little bit too much for me to handle, though. Let's take only the Londoners forward, and then we'll leave all of the Marines to garrison that bit. Yeah, and there is an encirclement then of Berlin that has taken place. It's just not 100% the encirclement that I expected, due to the supply or the amount of units that they have in place there. You can counterattack. You can counterattack with support there as well. And I think that means that we can take, yes, these armoured divisions here and move them up as well to do another little bit of an encirclement. Finish off this single garrison unit here, which will free up troops for our next push into Saar. I'm not worried about that cavalry unit, to be honest. You can move up. Right. Now let's take Amsterdam. We'll have the South Africans do that, and the New Zealanders can take that route along with the Australians and the 4th Polish Brigade. Actually, the 4th Polish Brigade, you head towards Nijmegen. And then let's take Dusseldorf. Right, take the infantry and move like that. We're going to re-divert all of these units towards Mönchengladbach once they've taken Dusseldorf. Or Dusseldorf, I think is how you pronounce it. They can expand onwards. Go on attack. And I will be calling it an episode at the end of this month, so let's finish this off. Venlo, break over the river there. We're not being really attacked anywhere along here, are we? Sort the Americans. Come on, you can do it. Push in. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to push in. Right, and thank you very much for watching this episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye-bye.